My name is Savannah Savvy Swaisland. I'm a proud Métis woman. My ancestral family names include DesJarlais, Chartrand, Prudence, and Fiddler, names who are deeply rooted in the founding families of Métis Nation. I'm the proud owner of Grape Savvy Wine Tours and Savvy Sparkle Cleaning, two businesses that are right here in the South Okanagan. I wanted to focus on storytelling and getting people confident in wine tasting and showing them the land and the stories behind every glass. I was actually bringing guests into the vineyard, giving them a sommelier-style sensory experience where they actually learnt the stories from grape to glass. So I was inspired to become an entrepreneur as I was raised in a very entrepreneurial household. For me, I decided to, in my adult life, really focus on building a brand and a business that related to my values and really creating connections with people rather than focusing on kind of the monetary building blocks of starting a business. My culture has influenced my business journey because of the fact that I was not ever raised embracing my Métis heritage, because of the fact that my grandmother and her brothers sustained so much discrimination and were called half-breeds. They basically hid their Indigenous identity. And it wasn't until my mother started her healing journey later on in life and really started to embrace our Indigenous heritage. So proud of who I am, and being Métis has been an instrumental force in creating safe spaces for other women, Indigenous women, to share their stories and to be proud of who they are. Basically, the matriarch Indigenous philosophies and generational wealth and knowledge are the core and pillars of foundation of what I do in my work. And it's translated into that curation of really story-based driven experiences and really focusing on collaboration. Lots of challenges being a female Indigenous entrepreneur, especially in a very male-dominated transportation industry. I was never really taken seriously in leadership roles or in that space. And in order to really find my space and place, I really leaned on mentorship, education, and relearning to be, self-empowered. And I wouldn't be here without the incredible wineries that I visit. I wouldn't be here without the incredible partnerships that I've created. Recently, I was awarded a Spark program through the Innovation Lab, and we're launching the first fully women Indigenous-owned business collaboration called the Land and Legacy Tour. The biggest thing for me, economically speaking, is creating impact and space where women, Indigenous women, can work together to create these really wonderful, tangible, bookable experiences. And it shares the wealth within community, and it shares the knowledge between other Indigenous women whose stories should be told as well. My mother has been honestly a pillar of strength from the very beginning. She took on a lot after the loss of my father in raising 3 children, but she never once, showed her pain, and she has been at every award ceremony. She's helped me financially when sometimes I couldn't do it on my own, and without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. I always tell people, especially women, start with what you have now. You don't need to wait for perfection. You do not need to wait for the right moment or permission. Once you have that idea, run with it and grow it into fruition, because you never know what doors you're going to open and who else is listening that may just need that extra push to start themselves. So there's never the right time where you are with what you have, because being Indigenous shouldn't be a barrier to capital or to accessibility. And it's people like us who save space in this entrepreneurial world for women to have successful businesses and enterprises. My goal is to truly represent Indigenous tourism on a global scale and have representation of these small Indigenous businesses in that global travel trade market. Indigenous women entrepreneurship is vital for economic success. Indigenous women inherently look after their families, and it's generational success. It's not just about me right now, where we are today. It's what footprint are we going to leave for the generations to come. As Indigenous people, we really truly believe that it's not just about us. It's about the generations that are going to follow, and it's our time here that matters in order to create those safe spaces. Just because you're a woman and just because you're Indigenous, it doesn't mean that you can't create success, because when we work collectively as a group, we're that much stronger. You just have to believe in yourself, and if you have a goal or you have a vision, seeking it through fruition and realizing that, you know, capital barriers shouldn't necessarily stop you. And I think believing in yourself is the most valuable part about it, because when you take a chance and you create space for yourself, that's when people start to listen. And it takes risk, and yes, it takes money, but all those things will come as long as you wholeheartedly believe in your passion and your process. I was lucky enough to attend the NACA and IWE gathering in Vancouver as a guest of April Paul's through All Nations Trust. It was such an eye-opening experience, and having so many women come together just showed how much strength and resilience we really all have in business. And the IWE program is so close to my heart. I've had the privilege of speaking at some of the gatherings and sharing my story, and it's so powerful to see these women, these Indigenous women, excited about an opportunity. And sometimes they just need a push in the right direction, and having a safe place to share their stories and ideas is exactly what they've done. Being part of this role model campaign is so humbling. The fact that I'm here just shows that all the hard work within the last 12 years is finally paying off.